Hello everyone. Gonna do a little video. Actually, I think I'm gonna wrap these up into just one, maybe 20-minute video today. Um, so I have a few things to just kind of tell you about Desmos. Um, yeah, and yeah, just start off. Let me just sign out and so you can see what's going on here. So if you opened a fresh Desmos and hit Start Graphing, it would look like so. Okay. So you can create an account or sign in. You'll want to create an account. Part of the quiz will be creating an account for Desmos. So once you have that, you could sign in with Google if you want, or type in your password. It really don't matter. And here's all the things I've made over the years. And here's the one I care about right now. Okay. So again, to get into any saved documents, it's just hit that menu looking thing over there. You can rename things like so. Just click on the name and it'll give you the thing. And then anytime you make changes, save right there. Now this is for sharing. What you get is you get a link. You can email me this link and I can follow you back to Desmos, your version of Desmos. Yeah. And the idea is that if I hit save and I share it, and then I make changes and save again, this link will change. So make sure that when you're sharing stuff with me, you have the final version you want to share with me when you share it, because you can't edit it and I can't see it's not like Google Sheets where I can see your progress. So you have to send me a new link if you make changes. Okay, so let's just kind of look at what's going on here. I can hide the formulas, I can show the formulas, I can add stuff. There's, what, 5 things to add? We care about the first 3. So adding an expression, this is what you use if you want to do some math, right? Um, I can do a couple different things here. I could name a variable like a equals 2. If I want a new one, I can just hit enter. So an expression is the default. So when you hit enter, you get a default expression. Um, I don't know. I could then do math like this. I could say a times 5. Interesting. Um, yeah, so that's an expression. That's naming a variable. Yeah, let's see, what else? Say I want to like do some homework in Desmos, right? So like, I don't know, say I'm doing like number 12 from the finance, right? It'd be really cool if I didn't have to keep switching between screens, right? So maybe I'll just add a note. So add the note here, and I'll just pastify that question in there. Now I can just solve it in Desmos, and it's all really nice and clean. Okay, so there's notes and expressions. So tables, say you had, I don't know, there's 2 ways to use a table. I can insert a table, right? And plot some points, right? So maybe this would have been a way to do, let's see, the homework 1 thing. Maybe that would have been a good way to do this, right? I've got that in front of me. Say I want to plot the points like 1, 2, right? 1, 2. Ah, it plotted it. Then say I'll do, 0, 3 from that second part of that problem. Seems to work just fine. Um, let's see, 8 and 0.5 was another one. 0 and 3 was another one. Oh, I already did 0 and 3. 3 and 0 was the other one. There we go. 3, 0. I was confused because I didn't see the point appear. It's because it was already there. Okay, so if this looks familiar, it's because when I made your homework thing, your homework 1 thing, I hit Command Shift 4. That is if you're on a Mac, Command Shift 4, and you can't use the number pad for some reason. And I just took an image here, and then that image appeared over here somewhere. on my desktop? Where did it appear? Is it 2019-07? There it is. Yeah. So, you know, if I was wanting to ask a question about anything like this, I could include an image of my problem. And of course, I could share the whole darn thing as well. Okay, so that's one use for a table. Here's another use for a table. Say I was asking you to compute several values of a formula. Say the formula was something like oh, I don't know. Let's say I was converting something to feet from yards. So I could write an equation that did that, right? My yards is my feet times 3, right? And it makes a graph for that, right? So I could kind of like do any feet, right? Yeah, if I have, you know, half a yard, I have 1.5 feet. If I have a whole yard, I have 3 feet. So it's working, right? 2 is 6. Okay. But say I wanted to read off a bunch of values, right? Just, you know, I was filling out a table or something. I can click here, click on this edit list button, right? And now it has here convert to a table. Why, yes, I would like to convert that to a table. And I really need to know what 6 yards is in feet and what 100 and 100,800 yards is in feet. So yeah, convert it to a table. Now I can just copy down all these numbers into my homework, or you know, save this and share it with your professor even. Assuming you had some notes explaining to me what you were doing exactly. Okay, so that's notes, expressions, and tables. That's kind of how it worky. Now, what do I have here? Not sure why I pasted this into here. I think I meant to paste it over here. Apparently not. Okay. Yeah, so we can like solve a problem, right? So I'm gonna actually I want to do that after this. So actually we've already graphed an equation, right? Let's see, we had that. So there's 2 ways to go about graphing equations. There's one way to go about it, right? Here we go. Y equals, so I got an expression, y, and I'm going to make that equal to, I don't know, 5x. Ah, there's the line 5x. So graphing is real simple. Especially if you're using y's and x's, it tends to always work. Okay, I can do this another way. I could give myself an f of x. Ooh. And I could say f of x equals 5x. And I get the same line, right? It's just they're on top of each other. The advantage to doing this is then I can come down here and I can say, well, what is y when x is 2? Ah, what is y when x is 2.87140? Ah, 14.3757. So you see some inherent advantages to that. Let's talk about one more advantage. Yeah, this is why I wanted to do this problem. Okay, so this problem had 2 parts, right? We had to do annuity for the first part and lump sum for the second part. Yeah, so I've actually already talked about saving and sharing. Yeah, I want to do this after we've got our finance formulas set up. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here, and we'll just do, it'll be like our bonus example down here. Yeah, I even pasted it as a note. That's really nice. Okay, so, whoops, close. There it is. Yeah, that might be distracting. Anyway, okay, so yeah, we're going to do that later. Don't worry, we will do it. So let's see. Saving and sharing we talked about. Let's talk about more about changing settings. So what else is there? There's a convert to table. There's change the color. There's change the style. If you want to have dotted lines, that's easy to do. If you want to do like a combination, that's easy to do. Yeah, it's all pretty much like that. Let's see, what else can we do here? Okay, say I was like hunting for something, right? Like I wanted to know f, like I'm using this ×5 function still, but I'm going to say f of a, because I want to know when this function is say 18 exactly, right? So I can just move the slider. Ooh, there was 18. So at 3.6, right? Let me go into the settings and show you what's going on here. So when I wrote A, it asked me if I wanted to add a slider. I did want to add a slider. Say I want to slide between two specific values, like 5 and 10. And what do I want my step to be? I could go by 1. I could go by 0.5. Lots of options here. I could go by 0.01, right? Okay. And when I do that, I hit done because I'm done. So now it's going to go between 5 and 10, and it's going to take really small steps, lots of steps to get there, right? Then I don't know. Let's make this like a plotted point, right? Because if I want to plot a point, I just wrap it in parentheses and do x, y, x comma y, right? And maybe I'll add a label for this point. So where did this point end up? There it is, way up there, way up there. And hey, I can slide the point up and down that line, right? Yeah, no issue there. I can even hit play here, and it'll do it for me. Zoom, 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 zoom. I can change the speed. Can make it really fast. Okay, so that's about all the settings functionality we need to talk about. This guy, we're going to switch to the next worksheet for that. But I want to talk about finding solutions to equations. Yeah. Let's see. Let's say we want area of a triangle formula. This formula is going to be for the area of a triangle. What is that? That's 1/2 base times height, right? So I need a base and the height for my triangle. And it's 0.5, or just 0.5 times b times h. So what this is here is it's actually a function, but we're just going to keep with formula notation for now. So what it means is if you give me b and h, I will tell you the area of a triangle with a base h and a height. Base b and a height h. I don't know, like what if I had a 3, 4, 5 triangle? So that would be base 4, height 3. And it doesn't like that. Let's see why it doesn't like that. You defined A more than one place. Oh yeah, I did do that up here. Delete. Delete that too, why not? Now it's working. Yeah, and we can figure that out, right? 12 base times height would be 12, half of that would be 6. So it's working, right? Okay, so say I have a triangle and I know that triangle. So this is the okay, that's great, right? You give me the base and the height of any triangle, I can tell you what the area is. Let's flip that around. What if I didn't know? So what if I knew the height was, what if I knew the base was 9 of a triangle, but I did not know what the height should be, right? But what I do know is that the area is 50 square units, whatever they happen to be. And it says We only support implicit equations of x and y. Okay, so what does that mean? That means Desmos is very much like a college algebra student. They're more comfortable solving for x. So let's just give it an x. Oh, bingo, bingo. Okay, what is it doing now? So the blue line is an equation at the is a straight up and down line where x is the solution to that, right? We can check that, right? So what was it? It was 1.11111. Okay, 11.1111. Let's see how that works. A of 9 and 11.11111111111. Ah, there it is, 50. So there's actually a lot more ones hiding out in this point. But the point is, we got a pretty close approximation of the answer just using crossing graphs. And yeah, there's the point, or slightly less than that point anyway. Oh yeah, that line isn't important. But yeah, so there's one way to go about it, right? If I have a formula, I can leave one input out and it'll solve it for me by giving this vertical line here. Say I had a slightly different case. Say I was in a situation where, we'll try this algebraically, ladies and gentlemen. Just try it algebraically. 4 to the negative x power, and then x. When do those lines equal each other? If I was what I tend to call a mean teacher, I would do something like invite you guys to solve this algebraically, and then figure out who figured out it was impossible. Well, you know, guess and check would have gotten us there. Let me make this a little more complicated. E to the x. There we go. Yeah, now try and find that. Yeah, that might be a little bit tougher. What if I made this 1 over x? What happens there? They never intersect. Well, that's no fun. Okay, we'll try it. We'll just do x there. Okay, so 2 ways to go about this. I can put them next to each other here and then click on this point where they cross. That is, that right there, that's the solution. When these are equal, when x equals this. So when I write something like x equals e to the negative x, that gives me a nice purple line intersecting that solution, right? Zoom in a little bit. So blue is e to the minus x, green is x, and then purple marks the intersection point, right? And it just solved it because I set the 2 expressions equal. So Desmos will solve equations for you if you work it hard. Okay, all right. Let's plug in some finance formulas. So let me see. Did I get through what I wanted to get through? That's how you do solutions with crossing graphs or formulas here. We've written a formula with multiple inputs. So let's see why we wanted to do all that junk. Because your quiz, for today, is to write finance formulas with this multiple input formula idea. So that's one. One is create an account in Desmos, write some finance formulas here, and solve the problem, right? So how do these work? I'm going to do the first one. Yeah, and it's going to look like this. In fact, you know what? After we do this quiz, I'm going to come back with another video, but I really want you guys to try and do this yourself. So I'm only going to do one. I'm only going to do one in this first one. Okay, so let's just look at the finance supplement because the formulas are given. Okay, so we're going to do this one. I'm just going to copy that and see how it does. You know, it doesn't hurt to try. Whoa, that is close. That is very close. And it's enough for me to copy it, right? So the only issue with Desmos is that P0, that's not going to work for us. Actually, it might. Let's try it out. So what do I need for inputs here? I need P0. So to get that subscript, you just type a number and it thinks you're adding a subscript. But if you want to get there manually, that's a shift. And just to the right of 0 is the underscore, and that shoots you in the subscript version, right? So I'm just filling out this formula. Formula says I need a P0, an R, and an N. So I'm going to write R, N. Changing these is nice, but not necessary. We're going to keep them just R and N with no numbers after one. We're going to set this equal to that formula there, right? What do? I take P0, multiply it by parentheses, R, 1 plus R divided by N, okay? And then I'm going to hit the caret, that's shift 6 to get in the superscript or exponents. And that's N times N time. You see what it's doing there? It's knocking me back into the main every time I try to multiply. So here's how you do that. You add a parentheses and times time. Okay, and when I'm filling out the formula, I notice, oh crap, something's up here. What does it say? It says too many variables, try defining t. Well, that's exactly what I need to do. I forgot to put t in my formula. So you notice how easy it is to correct mistakes if you don't think of them as failure? Yeah. All right. Hey, find the amount in the account after 10 years if $55,000 is deposited. Okay, I can do that. I'm going to ask for P with, what is it, 55,000. Don't use commas for numbers in Desmos. It will really hate that if you try to use that. Just enter them as digits. It thinks you're trying to, we're using commas to separate our variables, right? What's my interest rate? 3%. I have to type that as 0.03 or this formula won't work. Okay. Number of compoundings, compounded monthly. So that's 12 compoundings per year. And I'm going to do this for how many years? 10 years. Geez, that's the answer. Oh, man, that was so nice. That was so cool. Oh. And the great part about this is if I wanted to turn this homework in to my professor, save, maybe add a note, add a note above this one. Did I add an expression? Whoops. Okay, let's try that again. Add a note. Where did that note get added? Way up top. Some say, I don't know. Hey, prof, this is the answer to number 1 using the formula defined above. And now you just sound really fancy, and I don't have to try and read handwriting. Not that I'm bad at it, but, hurts my eyes more and more every time the year goes by. Yeah. That looks so professional. I don't know. It just looks nice. Anyway, super nice. Super nice. So there you go. I'm going to do one more just so we can see the beauty of this. Say I'm depositing all of this. I'm still going to use all of these inputs, except that I'm going to change the question slightly. So let's see this new question. This new question is going to be, how many years to accumulate twice the money I started with? Okay, so I started with this number, right? So, and what do I want to know? How many years, right? So just like over here, where we changed the unknown variable for an x, over here I'm going to say the unknown variable is time. So I'm going to put an x there. And then, you know what? I'm not even going to compute what twice 55,000 is. I'm just going to go 2 times. And I'm not even going to type it. I'm going to highlight this number, Command copy, Command V. So that's Command C, Command V. Yeah, that's all I'm doing right there. Oh, and my answer is, what's it doing? Why doesn't it like this? Hmm, 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 hmm. Well, what do we see here? It's a little more than 23 years, and it won't select that line for me for some reason. Um, I wonder why that is. I wonder why that is. Um, I don't know. It usually does. Sometimes when this happens, the best thing to do is delete that. It's working with web page stuff here, so sometimes just things don't get updated right. No, it still doesn't like that. It still doesn't like want to show me what that number is. Um, Looks like somewhere between 21.13, 135, 134. Oh geez. Yeah, like 131. Yeah, anyway. Um, hmm, hmm. Cannot get that to work. But this one works just fine, right? Where's that vertical blue line I care about? The vertical blue line is this. Let's turn everything else off. Ah, there it is. There it is. Yeah, this one's working. Hmm. 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 That one's not working. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Okay. That's all fine and dandy. I have a fix for this. Let's cross graphs. Instead of doing this solution idea, let's do this. P of oh, why am I copying? Why am I not copying and pasting? Command C, Command V. So let's look. Where's that? So if you get really stuck in this zoomy area, oh geez, oh geez, oh geez, how do I do this? Used to have a square button here, but you know what? 0 to 10, 0 to 10. There we go. Zoom out a little bit. There's our stuff back. Okay, and there's this line we can't click on still. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. So, and then I'm going to type this. I'm going to give us a line at 2 times 55000. Right? And just so I can actually get a line here, right? Right? No. Oh, there it is. There it is. Way over there. Way over there. Let's see. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Here we are. Here we are. Let's zoom in right here. Okay, so it's drawn this equation for us. It's drawn this line for us. And where do they intersect? Right there at that green dot. Let me click on that. Ah. Hmm. 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 There it is. Okay, so what had happened there was I had defined x as this number, right? So it was screwing up. But if you delete that first attempt, we have a line here. That's where it is. It's intersecting this guy at yeah, just shy of 0, like 23. And yeah, we have 110,000. Okay, so we can solve a problem like the how long kind of problems, the how much kind of problems. Right now we can do those in Desmos as well as spreadsheets. Okay, okay. So your quiz, should you choose to do it, which you should, of course, is so there's how you do one of the formulas, right? So copy that idea, get me all three of these formulas, right? Then, then I want you to do a couple problems for me. And here's what they are. Your quiz. Your quiz. I'm going to make a note. Yeah. Here they are. Finance packet. Solve number 6. Number 9. In Desmos. Using multiple input formulas. So to do them is part of the quiz, and to use them to solve these problems is part of the quiz. Okay. Then I would like you to do the measure packet. Whoops. Oh man, I didn't insert another note. Then measure packet. Number 10. I want you to do number 10 in here. And so yeah, and then I want you to also find the volume of water in feet cubed taken up by 10 kilograms, right? So water has a density, right? So you'll have to look up the density of water, right? Let me do a similar problem, and then you can see how to do it, right? So let's see, the density of water. Wait, what was that number? Density of water. Oh, it almost water. Let's see here. Okay, so it's 997 kilograms per meter cubed. So if I have a cubic meter, I have almost 1,000 kilograms, almost 2,000 pounds of water. Okay, so I'm going to solve a slightly different problem. This is the last thing I do, I swear, and then I'll cut you guys loose on this. So what I'm going to solve is what volume in cubic centimeters would be taken up by 18 pounds of water. Okay, so I have 18 pounds. What do I need to do? I need to make it into cubic centimeters. Oh, darn. What do I have? I have pounds to kilograms. I have kilograms, or I have meters to kilograms, right? So that's my mode here. So I think in our packet we have that there are that every kilogram has 2.2 pounds in it, right? Okay, then you can see how this kind of sets up a conversion. So now we went from pounds to kilograms. Okay, so it's what are the units here? Kilograms per meter cubed, right? And I want this to go into a volume measurement, right? So I want meters on the top when I'm done, or cubic meters to be exact. So what do I do here? I say that 1 cubic meter is 997 kilograms, right? Oh wait, I already changed my kilograms to pounds. Oh darn. Okay, so what did I do here? 18 divided by 22, that gets us from pounds to kilograms. Oh, good. I am going in the right direction, right? So you can check yourself because everything's kind of set up in a nice pattern here. Okay, so this took us from pounds to kilograms, right? That was pounds. Those pounds, whoops, I'm pointing at the screen. These pounds canceled those pounds, the imaginary unit there, and now I'm in kilograms. These kilograms canceled those kilograms, so this is how many cubic meters I have. Well, what did I ask for? In cubic centimeters. So I know there's 100. So the meters are on top, remember? So I know there's 100 centimeters in 1 meter. but we have cubic, right? So I'm going to wrap that in parentheses and then put it to the third power. And that's how many cubic centimeters 18 pounds of water is. You know, we should check that. We should check that. 18 pounds of water to cubic centimeters. Hmm. Okay, so 1 pound of water is 490 or 453. So let me just go over here because I need to make a calculation, right? Does 18 times that number? So I believe they're using a slightly different density of water because we're too close for this to be just a mistake, right? What are they using for density of water on this website? What are they using? What are they using here? What are they using here? I believe they're using the 1,000 kilograms. I believe that would take up the difference, right? I should stop making this video at this point, but if I used the approximation 1,000, yeah, they're doing something like that. There's a few more digits for this thing too. That's probably where the difference comes from. 997. Back to where we are. Okay, so I'll accept this answer. This answer is fine with me. There's slight differences there. Yeah. I wish I knew where they were getting this from. I want to see. Decimal precision 10, 6. Okay, that's what I'm doing here. Let's these answers are close enough. That is the point. This is a rounding error issue, right? Lots of multiplication going on. Very easy to get lost. Okay. Cool. So what if I wanted to convert like a bunch of like speeds all at once together, right? Say I wanted to convert miles into kilometers per hour. I could have a function like k of miles, right? Well, let's make it f of x. Actually, no, we're going to keep it k of miles. So kilometers per hour from miles per hour. Well, I know from doing my work, right, that was just a matter of taking the miles per hour and multiplying by 1.609. 1.609 multiplied by 1.609. There we go. Okay, that was easy. Say I wanted to read off a couple values. I would go here to settings. I'd say, yeah, I know I made it a function, but turn it into a table for me. Oh no. Oh no. Can't use because m is already defined. Did I define m somewhere? No matter. We'll call this k of x. That's going to be x times. Somehow that worked. It even kept the m. That's really weird. So just to review, settings, make that a table. So if I was going negative 2 miles per hour, that's not useful. What if I was going 55? What if I was going 35? What if I was going 60? Man, isn't that nice? Isn't that clever? Interesting. Neat. Certainly a speed up for one of those problems I assigned. Okay, I've played with Desmos plenty for this video. So your quiz is to first of all, create a Desmos account and make a finance calculator, just like we did above, but use all three formulas. And solve the problems below. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it there. I've talked at you too much already. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful weekend. Send this to me by Monday. That's all I need. And remember to share it with me via email. Just send that link in the email. All right. Take it easy, everybody.